Hi, I'm Jim,
And Diane.
and we are the founders of Liberty Beans Coffee Company. And we thought we'd do a fun video for you and have Diane interview me. She is the brains and the beauty behind the operation, and no doubt she's got some hard-hitting questions for me. Believe it or not, I have not seen them in advance. And so we thought it might be a fun way to introduce you to our coffee company. So without further ado, here we go.
All right, thanks for coming for this interview today, Jim.
Happy to be here.
So what's your background? Why coffee?
So thanks for the question. My background is as a chef, and I worked in the industry for many years, and I taught culinary arts for over 20 years at a vocational school. And I think one of the benefits of our coffee is that I've been able to develop a professional palate over the years from so many years of being a chef. And I love just playing with the roast profiles of the coffee that bring out the best flavors.
So you mentioned the culinary background. So is coffee like wine where, depending on the region you get it from, there's different flavor nuances?
Yes, absolutely. Coffee is grown at altitude, and that's why there's not much grown in the United States. We just don't have the right climate for it. Of course, we grow coffee in Hawaii, and they're trying to grow it in California. But yeah, so each country and each farm, each origin where the coffee comes from has its own roast profile, its own flavor profile, and that very much comes from the dirt that it's grown in, the climate that it's grown in, and the altitude that it's grown in.
Okay. So I love my coffee. I don't know much about how it gets from your roaster to my cup. So could you tell us a little bit about the roasting process?
Yeah, sure, I'd love to. That's my favorite part of the business. So we have a 6K roaster, and our roaster takes about 16 minutes from start to finish to roast a full batch of coffee. And the process is we get in a new origin, and I roast it and taste it, roast it at different levels, and then I decide, is it worthy to be sold as a single origin, or would it be great in a blend? And if it would be great in a blend, what other coffees would complement it? And that's one of the favorite parts of my job. And then, believe it or not, roasted coffee is best 7 to 10 days after roast, because roasted coffee initially is still giving off a lot of carbon dioxide. And I can taste a coffee right off of roast to taste it for defects, but for peak flavor profile, that wouldn't show for about 7 days. And the great thing about purchasing coffee through Liberty Beans Coffee's website is you're going to get your bag of coffee delivered to your door at that peak of freshness. It's going to be delivered 7 to 10 days off of roast, and which is going to be perfect.
You spoke about origins. So where do you get your beans from?
Yeah, so we get our beans from all over the world. We use 3 different importers currently, and we search only for the best organically grown and fair trade sourced coffee beans. The largest coffee producer in the world is Brazil, so we always have some Brazil beans on hand. But for instance, right now in the warehouse, we have beans from Colombia, Guatemala, Peru, Africa, Indonesia, Mexico, just all over the world.
So I've met a couple people who have been longtime coffee drinkers, and they've sadly had to give it up because of it giving them digestive trouble. So, they complain it makes just too acidic for them to have anymore. Do you have any solutions for that?
Yeah, thanks for asking that. That is a big issue with coffee. And the one thing is, first of all, we buy only 100% Arabica beans, which have a better flavor profile. They're more expensive, but they're just a better overall quality bean. And then in the roasting process, I can control the airflow, the temperature of the beans, control the length of the roast to bring out the best flavor profile in the bean without getting it to that bitter, acidic level. So even our dark roast, people have commented and emailed us that they've given up on coffee, but even our dark roast does not give them indigestion or heartburn, because we want that bold flavor profile without the dark bitterness or acidic profile. So you'll never get that from Liberty Beans Coffee. You're always going to get a smooth, flavorful cup without any of the acid.
Good. I know you can order online, get direct-to-customer shipping. Can we find Liberty Beans in stores anywhere?
Yes, we are currently making a big push to get into more retail accounts. If you're a retailer out there, I would love to talk to you. Currently, we're in a bunch of supermarkets out in Ohio and California and Pennsylvania and New Jersey. Most of our current purchases are online, and perhaps you have a question about this, but we also do a ton of fundraising. Hopefully, we'll talk about that in a second.
And that was my next question. Tell us about your fundraising program.
Yeah, we're very proud of that, to give back to the community really across the country. So we have a great fundraising program where my wife Diane creates a custom label for our bags to highlight your organization, and we also create a custom blend of coffee, and we offer a variety of coffees, even flavored coffees for your fundraiser, and even some gourmet hot cocoa for those who don't enjoy coffee. We can add that to your fundraiser as well. And it's a really great program from schools, sports teams. We've done fundraisers for animal shelters, women's shelters, police benevolent associations, church organizations. Yeah, there's so many opportunities out there to raise money. This is unique. It's something that most people enjoy. And when we add that custom label for you, it really stands out. So again, you can check out our website. If you're interested in a fundraiser, you can click on a button and submit a very simple form. And Diane, who's our fundraising coordinator, will get all that information out to you.
All right, great. So one last thing, what's in the future? What's the future hold for Liberty Beans Coffee?
The future's bright. For one thing, like I said, we're trying to make a big push into retail stores. We just created this dynamic retail shipper, a custom end cap unit that we would fill with bags, and we're excited to get that in the stores. Always expanding our coffee profiles, so we'll be adding more blends and single origins and flavored coffees for the flavor coffee lovers out there. And we're starting a YouTube channel, which perhaps this video may find itself on, and expanding our email list for discounts and things like that. If you're interested in more information about Liberty Beans Coffee and receiving some great information about roasting coffee, preparing coffee, the different methods to do that, we'll be making some videos about that. And yeah, we're just looking forward to our continued growth. We're growing at about 250% per year, thanks to you all out there, and we're so grateful for your business.
All right, thank you, Jim.
Thank you. Cheers.
Cheers.